Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I'm going to try to do two of these videos today. But this one is from a viewer. And by the way, if you would like to send me questions, just do so. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. You can also find me on every social network, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Instagram's my favorite, Facebook, Periscope. We got Rami there recording live, right Rami?
Yes.
Yeah, so how many people are on Periscope right now?
One.
Alright, wow, we got one person on there. So Periscope's this cool thing where you can like stream live. So follow me there, and if people start chatting, just reply to them, alright?
Okay.
So I keep you anonymous with your questions. Today's question comes from a viewer. He says, hey Dan, of late CROs are giving very small startup fees for the studies I'm doing. We're talking about $1,000 to $3,000 and then refusing to negotiate. However, they tend to make it up in the protocol budgets. So the startup fees are very small, but the budget is actually really good. So the idea is to do the startup for free and work hard to get me my patients and then see the money. When we try to negotiate startup costs, they do the standard line of this is non-negotiable. We are seeing budgets where total startup cost will not even cover IRB cost. Is this a trend you are seeing? I think in your recent video you recommend playing hardball. Yes, I recommend playing hardball. I recommend doing what you can, okay? Doing what the market dictates. So if you're a site and there's not that many studies right now and there's a lot of clinics competing for business, you do what you can. You don't want to play hardball too much because then they'll just go to someone else. But chances are, if they already came out to do your site selection visit, if they already looked at your feasibility questionnaire, if they're kind of through looking at other sites, they want to work with you by this point. If you have a budget and contract in front of you, chances are they want to work with you. So you could play some hardball there. Now, again, it's always based on what the market's giving you. In your particular space, where you're doing a certain type of clinical trial, $1,000 to $3,000 in startup, actually, this is typical for any kind of trials, really. What I would say is kind of negotiate differently. So rather than playing hardball, in this industry, if you can justify what the costs are going to be used for, then I pretty much can guarantee that you're going to get approved for at least most of them if they're reasonable. Right? So you may have a $1,000 to $3,000 startup fee, but do you have a rater training fee? So for some studies, notably psychiatric trials, but there's other trials where they have different rating scales in place where you rate the study participants' progress throughout the trial with various scales. People need to get certified on those scales, right, Rami? You're certified on some.
Yes.
Right? It takes time.
Yes, sure.
It doesn't happen like right away. So guess what? You need to have that fee there. You need to have an administrative fee. You need to have a document storage fee, all right, for archiving. Are you negotiating these things up front? Do you know how much it costs to keep a study protocol 30 years after the study's done? Because a lot of the European countries and Japanese sponsors are requiring you to keep the records for 20 or 30 years after a study's over. Do you know how much that costs, Rami?
No.
It costs a lot. Nobody knows. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't predict what the price of storage is going to be in the year 2035. But what we do know is we can control it now. So you can negotiate like a $3,000 study archiving fee, an investigational product fee, like a pharmacy. If you have anything comparable to a pharmacy, it doesn't have to be an actual pharmacy. You can have a room, temperature controlled, that's double locked, restricted access, that maybe one or two people manage at your site. Guess what? For the purposes of a clinical trial, that's your pharmacy. Negotiate a $2,000 pharmacy fee. There's so many things you can negotiate. There's advertising. You can negotiate like a $2,000 advertising budget. Now you won't get that right away, but you might if you invoice for it properly or if you justify it. Again, justification is the key for everything. I know for one of my studies, we have to upload videos because one of the rating scales we're looking at movements, involuntary movements. for a certain demographic of schizophrenics. So at one of my sites, the internet is lousy. The sponsor's offering to pay for a T1 line, a T1 internet line, and we might want to do that here, Rami.
Yes.
I just got this idea now. They're willing to pay for that. They'll install a T1 line, so then you can play all your games that you want to play, right? And no one will care, right?
Yes.
So sponsors are willing to give you money as long as you can justify what they're for, and they have to make sense for them too. Are they going to give you money so that you can run a more efficient trial? Then they'll give you the money. So basically, the startup fee is good, but then you want like an admin fee. You want a IP storage room fee or a pharmacy fee. You want a records archiving fee. You might want to negotiate a rapid document turnaround time fee. So if you can get all your regulatory contract done within a week or two, they can give you a bonus. Advertising for the patients, rater training fee. There's all kinds of fees you could throw in there. So now your startup's going to be more like $5,000 to $7,000. So hopefully that helps. And don't forget, when you negotiate the budget, you want to put in an overhead of at least 30, maybe 40% in your overhead to account for your admin fees and everything else that overhead's associated with. I've done videos on overhead in the past. So hopefully this helps. Just get a little smarter with your negotiating, okay? You don't need to play hardball. Just get smarter, find a list of things to line item for in your startup costs, and then put those in there as well, alright? And justify them, okay? If you need to create your own policy for it, if the sponsor's asking to see your policy, create a policy for it. I created a policy for my overhead, justification of why I have 40% overhead. With that policy, I usually get 40% overhead. Without that policy, they tell me to take a hike. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you guys for watching. Keep sending your questions in. Thank you, Rami, for live streaming this on Periscope. How many people are on there?
Just one.
Well, same person. Thank you very much. This is Dan from TheClinicalTrialsGuru.com. Take care.